Once his homework is done, his free time these days is spent not playing baseball nor video games, two of his favorite activities, but rather collecting donations on the streets of Phoenix, Arizona. In our third story, the money seventh grader Carlos Olbermann Jr. is gathering is not for a school field trip nor Little League, but for a man Carlos has only met once, Francisco Felix, one of the nearly 100 Arizonans denied money for life-saving organ transplants by Governor Jan Brewer's death panel. You have met Francisco Felix and his family on this NewsHour. Mr. Felix, suffering from hepatitis C and liver cancer, needs a transplant in order to live. Carlos found out about Mr. Felix by watching the local news. Wanting to do something, he started collecting money on busy street corners, a dime at a time, every day after school, and weekends too. Carlos's work was so inspiring that his school decided to get involved in the cause by organizing a Dress Down Day. Students at Don Mensendick School in Glendale, Arizona, raising over $1,500, and tomorrow, Carlos gets to present the Felix family with a check at a school assembly. If you have been inspired by Carlos and you'd like to donate to the Francisco Felix Fund or anybody else's, go to ntafund.org. Your donation will help someone in need of an organ transplant, like Mr. Felix, like Randy Shepard, who you've seen here, and Tiffany Tate, and David Hernandez, and Douglas Gravagna, who was on the show last night. Money donated will give them and others the opportunity to be listed for a transplant, as well as to afford the associated costs once they get the transplant. And joining me now, as promised, is Carlos Olbermann Jr. and his aunt, Anita Reyes. And thank you both for some of your time tonight. Hi, Carlos. How much money have you raised so far? Do you know?
By myself or by my school?
By yourself, sir.
Oh, I have raised over $800 by myself.
That's tremendous. Now, you found out about Mr. Felix while watching the local news. What made you decide to collect money for somebody you'd never met?
I decided to collect money because my dad has cirrhosis of the liver, and what if my dad ever needs a liver transplant and we don't have enough money? And what if a kid my age steps up and says, oh, if he could do it, why can't I bring my school involved in me?
You finally got to meet Mr. Felix at this news conference when all the people who need the transplants were talking to the reporters, and you got to speak to him with the help of a translator. What was that like for you? What did the two of you talk about?
We're talking about how was I trying to help him and what was my goal of, and he kept on thanking me and thanking me. Was
he surprised that you were doing this?
Yeah, very surprised.
And did you tell him about your dad?
Nah.
But he just got the impression that you were a kid who cared about other people.
Yeah.
Good. Where did you get the idea to go out on busy street corners? And when you're out there, how do people react when you tell them what you're raising the money for?
I got the idea of going on street corners because when somebody in our family passes away or needs a surgery and they don't got insurance, we'll go out and ask for donations or a car wash. And since it's winter, I decided that I'll go out in the corners and ask for donations. And what was the other question you asked me? I'm sorry.
What do people say when you tell them why you're asking for money? What is their reaction?
The reaction is shocked because I'm only 13 years old and trying to help save a man's life and letting him live another day and watch his kids grow up.
Your mom works for this Medicaid program that this is all the part of, the Access program, and your father is currently receiving money from the Access program. The Arizona legislature has talked about making more cuts, and your sign talked about their cuts in the Access program. Are you worried about the money that your dad will need from this program?
Yeah, because what if we don't have it and they say they cut more stuff out, like Access, then it's going to be harder for us to help them, not my dad.
Let me ask a question to you, Anita. When Carlos first approached the family about doing this for Mr. Felix, what was everybody's reaction?
Well, we all just started crying. Everybody was crying in the kitchen, and we got ourselves together, and then we had told him we would support him all the way.
And you go out and the family goes out and helps him now too?
Yeah, we all kind of take turns on it, on going out there and watching after him, and whatever next step he wants to make, one of us are with him.
Carlos, what is the next step? Is this something, I mean, have your experience has been enough for you to want to go and do this later and as you grow up? Is this something you've been very satisfied with, that you've gotten something out of too?
Yeah, my next step is to start my own foundation for transplants, any kind, but I don't want to start it when I'm already grown up. I want to start it as soon as like next year, because maybe my dad might need it next year, and you never know. We might not have the money, and the foundation will help a lot and help other people, not just my dad.
You've got that exactly right, my friend. Carlos Olivas Jr., 7th grader, trying to save our friend Francisco Felix. Well done, sir. Happy birthday in advance. Thanks to you, and thanks to Anita Reyes, your aunt. Really appreciate your time and what you're trying to do. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.